Hello, today is my 5th video. I'm going to teach you how to make beef stew. This is breakfast, lunch, and dinner cooking, and let's get started. So first thing we're going to do, I've got a little beef shank here, and I'm going to cut it up into little pieces. I have this piece of beef shank here, and I'm going to cut it up into small pieces. They don't have to be perfection. And then I'm going to take it. I'm going to get rid of this piece of fat. I'm going to leave the bone because that adds flavor. So I'm going to take it in a bowl, and I'm going to add a little bit of flour and salt and pepper. Then I'm going to stir up my burner. I'm going to put some olive oil in it. Not a lot. I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to cut up an onion. Just to kind of flavor the oil. Doesn't have to be really small, just chopped up some. And then what you want to do is you want to mix up this flour into the meat, like so. And then you want to brown it. Leave the bone, like I said, it adds flavor. Okay. You don't want to stir it a lot at first, so you want it to get that browning. Add a little more pepper. I'll come back after it's got a little more brown. Okay, it's gotten a little more brown now. So what we're going to do, we're going to pour water over it, filtered water. And I am going to simmer this for about probably an hour. I've got my stew meat cooking, and I don't have a peeler, so I just use the edge of the knife. I'm just going to do one big carrot and one big potato because it's just a small amount of stew meat. And you can buy already cut up stew meat in the grocery store too. And I am going to use my little knife that I love. It works so good on potatoes especially. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the potato into some cubes. Not too small because you don't want them to get pulverized. My meat's been cooking for about an hour and 25 minutes now. It took a little longer than what I thought. It was a real tough piece of meat, being the shank. And then I'm going to this is a tough carrot. Well, there went part of it. And I'm not going to cut these into real small pieces either. And of course, this is all according to how big your family is. I'm going to bring you over here with me. To show you how my meat is doing. It's doing pretty good. Still needs to get a little bit more tender. Like I said, you want to leave that bone in there, and then just add your potatoes and carrots. And I'd say 20 to 30 minutes until they get tender, and just let it cook. I'll be back. Okay, it's been about a half hour, and the potatoes and carrots are nice and tender, and the meat is tender too. So the meat took about 2 hours, I'd say. So I'm gonna remove the bone, and this is like a mild gravy. You know, it's kind of a thin gravy. If you like your gravy a little thicker, and I'll tell you what the trick is at the end, is Kikkoman soy sauce. Any gravy you make, this is the hot tip, is Kikkoman soy sauce and lots of pepper. And if you want your stew to be a little bit thicker than this, what you do is you take, this is my mother's Miro aluminum gravy shaker. You take a little bit of flour, and mix some water in it. And then shake it. And you want to turn the heat up a little bit more so it gets good rolling boil. And then you just add a little bit of this flour and water to it. I think that's enough because I don't want it real thick. But look at that. Does that look like some yummy stew or what? I'm going to shut it off because it's done. And that's the end of my beef stew recipe. God bless you all. Thanks for watching. And remember, there's nothing you can't do if you put your mind to it. And love the Lord with all your heart. Bye-bye.